Okay, we agree to disagree. Well, what portals do you open by having sex with a lot of women out of marriage?
Well, number one, you're destroying lives, because if you fuck one girl and never call her again and break her heart, let's say she liked you, and that happens to us.
We've all done that.
Yeah, she goes on to break maybe 30 men's hearts, and those 30 men go on to destroy the world and become criminals. And so it's like you really, with one little sin, fucked up your whole community. And so if you're a big player, you are raping the world bad. And if she really liked you, she might go on to be a hoe and break 100 hearts. So she'll break 100 simps for one Chad that broke her. So that's how sin goes. And you'll have to answer for every single one.
Every sin you're answering for.
Oh, you think God's gonna have a short conversation with you when you meet him? It's gonna be a long talk.
Really?
And God got time too.
ZHERKA, Jesus spoke Aramaic. Name one scripture that was preserved in Aramaic, and who wrote it?
Oh my God, here we go, bro. In the name of Allah in Aramaic, bro, dude. At the end of the day, I don't care, bro. It's not a good argument.
It's actually a question. Your Muslim friend, okay, bro. Sam Schumann, whatever. ZHERKA, what type of Christian are you? Orthodox, Catholic? What are you? Yeah, I don't even know. You defend Nick all the time. He's Catholic. You call Protestants gay. I don't know if you said that live, but that's pretty common. I hear that rhetoric all the time. People calling Protestants like they're the ones who allow the gay pride, trannies in the church. You're not Catholic, are you?
I would adopt the Catholic position because all Catholics died for the Orthodox and Protestants. They literally got slaughtered. They got slaughtered on the streets for them. They're the true Christians who believe, but not this new age Jesuit order liberal Catholicism. I'm talking about
the Dark Age, the Middle Ages Catholic.
Yeah.
The Crusader Catholic.
Yeah.
Okay. They're coming in.
This is good energy.
Donator says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Why would it say God and not the Father, ZHERKA? No Trinity.
Why would it say God and not the Father? Wait, what does he mean by that? Say that again.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Why would it say God and not the Father, ZHERKA? There's no Trinity. Yeah,
Christ is just an example of like how to behave as a man on earth. But you pray to the Father, God, the infinite, right? Right.
So you don't pray to Jesus before you.
Well, you do, but it's like it's trying to like encompass the whole Trinity. Like it's like, dude, they've spent thousands of years trying to break this down. I don't think ZHERKA is gonna do it. And do you not believe in you? don't think it makes sense, the Trinity at all?
No, the Trinity doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make, like, did you read? I'm gonna read the verses that I sent you in the Bible. It doesn't make sense,
dude. The Trinity was copied by the Indians with Krishna, the destroyer.
You can't be two at once. Christianity breeds meek people. 4 wives is based. Impregnate you low IQ, coke sorting ape with hormonal imbalance. That's what I'm talking about.
And you know what an ape with hormonal imbalances does is impregnate 4 women.
You just said that was gay 5 seconds ago.
I'm saying an ape, like someone who can't control themselves, will have 4 wives. Right? That's why Muslims say, well, most of us just have one, because they're ashamed. They're like, dude,
they're not ashamed.
You want your mom, imagine your mom saw your dad love another woman more in front of you in the living room. That is, you think God's going to be happy with that? You fucking idiot. Another thing, most Muslims are Muslim because of their parents. They don't actually believe that. They didn't do what I did. Right? And most Christians are not Christian because of their parents. They're Christian because they're fucking curious.
No, most Christians are Christians because they were
bullshit.
There's not a lot of like people who
convert. If you're a Muslim and you fucking leave the religion, it's over for you.
Yeah, it's over. So, which is good.
Is it?
Yes, they hold their values deep to their heart. Okay, here's the contradiction I find in the Trinity. I want to discuss it with you live. Mark 13:32. Chat, you can look this up if you don't believe me. This is from the English Standard Version of the Bible because there's 8,000 versions of the Bible. No one knows that day or hour, but concerning that day or that hour, no one knows. Not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. So if the Trinity is real and they're all in the same, why does the Son not know something that the Father knows? Jesus doesn't know the time, but the Father knows the time.
Yeah, well, I don't want to speak for all Christians because they get angry when some of us say that Christ would come down in a limited form, and they'd be like, "How is it limited and stuff?" But I'm saying, how would that outweigh 99 verses of saying you only go to the Father through the Son?
Well, that's what
I am the Alpha, the Omega, the light, the truth, the way.
You could find a lot.
What?
You can't find a contradiction in the Quran. You can find contradictions in the Bible.
Hold on. As a Christian, yes, you can find contradictions in any holy book. Say the same thing if you're honest.
Find me a contradiction in the Quran.
There's the dishonor. You act like you're fucking an expert, bro. Look how dishonest he is. Look how they're spending thousands of years trying to understand these books. You're telling me they're all in unison? They're fucking arguing, dude.
So are you admitting that that's a contradiction in the Bible?
I'm admitting all holy, but let's say it like this. When you look at contradictions in the Quran versus the Holy Bible, the Quran is just overwhelming. It's too much.
Chad, if there's a contradiction in the Quran, find one. Find one. Because there you go. There's a verse right there, Mark 13:32, that says the Son doesn't know something that the Father knows. If they're all knowing, if God is all knowing and Jesus is God, there you go. He doesn't know.
Your God is called the deceiver.
Where's the contradiction there?
And hold on, do you agree? Because the Sheikh said that it was the planner. He tried to weasel out. Do you agree it's the deceiver? Because there's way more verses.
I need to read more about that to give you a complete answer.
Good boy.
Shut the fuck up. Matthew 26:39. And he went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed. This is Jesus. He went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed. What does that sound like? Saying, "Oh my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." Here's a verse showing that Jesus prayed just like Muslims do, falling on your face, hands and knees, head to the floor. Christians don't pray like that. Jews don't pray like that. Muslims do.
Jews fuck a rock.
So, okay, fine. Why is Jesus praying like a Muslim in the Bible? To the Father. If he is God, why is he praying to the Father?
That's like me saying when Jesus says, I sit right to the Father, to the right of the Father. How do you sit to the right of yourself? Now, in my interpretation, ZHERKA interpretation, for that one, I would say Jesus is the Word and the Word is right. So sits right of the Father. There's a million different ways to fucking explain these, right? It doesn't take away from the fact that everywhere you look, when you write the date 2023, everything you do is based around a crisis, your life, your emergencies, a Christ consciousness. We all have Christ. We all have sacrifice embedded into our psyche as the highest form of love. But yeah, keep asking, keep going. You're doing good.
Infinite Health. ZHERKA, have you read the Essence Gospel of Peace? Also, will you drop a book list? You should. You said you read 100 books. I want to. Yeah, but I started listening to this the Positive Mindset book from Trump's.
Oh, it's good, right? That one's so good.
Pretty generic. Like instead of reading self-help books, I'd rather read the Quran. Like anything that you're going to read there's a better information in the Quran than any of these other books. It's like, yeah, have a positive mindset, think good thoughts. Okay, sure. You know the best way to have good thoughts? Pray 5 times a day. That will be the best way to channel that positive energy, rather than like listening to like something that could be.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I think the Quran's way better than most self-help books, like 99%. It's just it's not complete.
And Gossip Girl, SNEAKO, can you get in contact with Muhammad Hijabi? He's very knowledgeable in Islam and debates very well. I already did.
He's a fraud. He's literally a fraud.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you, I know people who know him.
Shout out to Muhammad Hijabi.
Behind the scenes, he's a flat earther. He's a fraud. He doesn't want to lose money coming out and saying that he's a globalist who believes he's behind the scenes. He's a flat earther.
That's not what globalist means, right?
No. I know you're trying to say, oh, fucking open borders and stuff. I don't give a fuck about your Alex Jones interpretation of that. Okay. Behind the scenes, Muhammad Hijabi is a flat earther. You know that. Like Andrew Tate, like Nick Fuentes, like Haas and Jackson Hinkle, like every fucking big political operative except Destiny.
I don't know if they actually. I think that people like to talk about.
He's a phony. He was asked about flat Earth, and he's like, oh, "No, it's the NASA. I know that there's harnesses and green screens, but the moon landing happened, and he's protecting his paycheck. The guy believes in the moon landing, and he's a smart guy. He's a fraud, you know. And all the Muslims in my server sent me that stuff. They hate him for that.
Do you not watch Muhammad Hijabi?
I like Ali Dawah better.
Deuteronomy. Nomi says, you don't have to be Muslim, kneel down to God and bow down upon his holiness. That's not how Christians pray. Like, that's just straight up not true. That's not how Christians pray. D. Ida says, how could Jesus be the son of God but not part God? And wasn't Muhammad sleeping with an underage girl? I can't get behind that. Okay, that's the whole thing. G says, low IQ SNEAKO. Thank you for the $20. Low IQ donation, give you $20 for someone you think is stupid. Read the Bible a little, you can't even spell. I think it's okay to criticize Christianity instead of Satanism because it's too easy. Pathetic soy boy energy. Well, thank you for your $20, loser. 13 from Muhammad Says a surat in the Quran shows a conversation between Allah and Jesus, peace be upon him. I think it could be cool to show it to ZHERKA. You could easily find it on YouTube. Link it. Don't just say that and not link it. Thank you for the 10. I, a donator. No, we don't agree that he's the deceiver. The first, there we go. There's an answer to that, which I ducked earlier.
Yeah,
the first ever tafsir book in Islam, translated to the planner. Disingenuous Christians edited to say deceiver.
But what's the verse? But what's the verse? Who did in the verse? Who are they calling the planner before Allah? Who? The bad man. The bad man, as in the deceiving man, as in these guys are going to deceive. We deceive better. That's the verse, and he'll never admit it. He's a lying, coping scum rat.
No.
There's, all right, whatever.
Okay, just because you're better at deceiving doesn't make you a deceiver. It just means you have the capability to, because Allah is the greatest. Allah is the most wise.
Right, but in the Bible it says the deceiver is. It warned us about you guys.
Okay. Thou Jess says, thank you for the 10. Just look at the example of Jesus versus Muhammad, a literate warlord that took sex slaves versus heal the blind and feed the poor.
True, he's right.
Well, pretty base. Look,
and forget that the sacrifice for all of us. Like, what does every immigrant dad have in common? What does every immigrant dad have in common? Not just mine. Is you go, Dad, you just make a hypothetical. Dad, what would you do if a burglar came in? And the immigrant dad always goes, I will sacrifice myself while you guys get away. I'll let them shoot me in the heart. I will let them shoot me. And they get all passionate and shit about sacrificing himself. The father wants to sacrifice for his family. The highest level of love. That's Christ sacrificing for his kids, us. Your God is not the father.
I think it's pretty base that Muhammad was illiterate and he was able to write the most consistent text that has never been compromised over 1400 years. That he knew that much about the earth, that he knew that much about how business should be conducted, about male-female relationships, about what about how
he
illiterate guy.
No, my favorite thing Muhammad,
that is proof that he was
the greatest thing Muhammad taught me is if a fly falls into my soup,
be careful.
You take out the fly and you dip the other wing to disinfect yourself.
That's in the Quran?
Yeah, there's a lot of, and you know why I don't say it on my stream? Because I don't want people coming at the Bible and saying, ZHERKA, what about shellfish? You know, like a lot of stuff in these.
You can't eat shrimp.
Yeah, a lot of stuff bothers me, so that's why I don't like attacking you guys. No, but honestly, the dietary stuff in the Bible, like, it's hard for me to.
Makes no sense.
Yeah,
but
it's hard.
Can you admit that Ramadan is the most base thing in any religion? The fact that they got fat. Muhammad got, peace be upon him, got fasting right 1400 years ago. Now all these trendy hipsters in LA are doing intermittent fasting and doing these diets and everything. He got it right. He got health right. That must mean that something divine was speaking to him.
I'm not going to lie. That is the greatest argument for you guys' side, because fasting that hard does stop.
Look how many things
it does stop. Digesting food puts you in an inflammatory state and you age rapidly. Like bodybuilders eat food on their roids and they age. Fasting, it doesn't reverse aging, it does freeze it. Fasting is so based. Fasting,
and how
it makes you so smart.
Know that?
High levels of hormones and fasting, that's the one argument you guys do have.
How would an illiterate warlord have known that? Where did he get this information? You're trying to call him dumb, peace be upon him. How would he have known that if something divine was not speaking to him and delivering a message that was greater than him?
Right, but
Chris, just look it up. Here you go. Okay, I'll check that out later.
Who are the greatest geniuses of all time? Is it Da Vinci and everyone who came from a,
those homosexuals?
Yeah, but what breeding ground did those geniuses have? A Christian society. Geniuses are Christian, period. Even if they reject it when they grow up, like Da Vinci.
Overrated. Thou just says, just look at the example, blah, blah, blah. We're getting a lot of donors right now. No, it's not saying the deceivers attempt to plot plan, but Allah is the best of planners. There we go. It's not the...
But the planners you guys are talking about are the enemy in that verse.
Jeffrey says, thank you for saying, no point in arguing which religion is better. Religion requires faith, which is outside the realm of logic. The specific religion is less important than the devotion of the person who follows.
That's not true. Faith is not outside the realm of logic, because Albert Pike and every Freemason agrees that you cannot pull out faith from your psyche without replacing it for liberalism, transsexualism, veganism. You need something to worship, or you will find something less.
So you should pick the book that has all the logic in it that makes the most sense over time. Thank you for the 20.
Pick the book that built the greatest civilization.
What happens to all people who existed before Jesus was born? Do they go to hell? Islam is the only religion that accounts for all time. I did not know.
No, well, I don't believe in the biblical narrative of like thousands of years before the... No, I believe it started with the First Testament. I don't believe in dinosaurs like you homosexuals.
Thank you for the 10, Chris Kip. Hey, SNEAKO, you said the Quran hasn't been corrupted, but just read a super chat that says Christian to change the meaning class of cope. I don't think that's true. Thank you for the 50, big 50 from Sir Holdsworth. You need to understand that practicing Catholics are entirely different than the rest of the Christian population. That's true. A lot of Christians are going to disavow you just for saying you're Catholic. You've already divided like 50% of the Christians because you believe in communion, you believe in the
every single Muslim on earth is addicted to porn.
Absolutely not true.
So you're gonna divide? Are you gonna pull them out of your movement now? Every nightclub I worked at, these fucking dumb Muslims come up to me, John. No, bro. I got my family is fucking Muslim. Relax, bro. You think my uncles like these streams I do? They want to kill me. But check this out. My uncles are fucking retarded. Listen to me. These dumb Muslims come up to me outside the nightclubs and go, bro, how can you eat that pepperoni pizza? You eating swine. Meanwhile, they're trying to eat out the fattest, ugliest bitch in the club, trying to be religious. Muslims stay around clubs trying to fuck the fat bitches all night. No, it's not. No, it's not. Look, Muslims as a whole watch a lot of porn. They love it. Are you gonna take them out of your movement? No. So I'm not taking the gay Protestants out of mine.
No, but they feel ashamed for it and they don't announce it publicly.
Yeah, we feel shame for our gay Protestant section.
A lot of them are actually pretty proud of it. Any Muslim who does degenerate stuff immediately gets attacked. There's a giant portion of the Christian population that says abortion's good. This is an abortion. We accept everybody. There's a lot. Islam has not been compromised whatsoever. Saint Sal, Illuminated Wolf, thank you to 20. Again, what happens when people, we already read this one. 50 from Sir Holdsworth. You need to understand, blah, blah, blah. And, okay. All right, there's a lot.
Wait, do you disagree there's a lot of homosexuality in Muslim nations that is behind closed doors?
No, I don't accept that.
It's actually a boy type society where boys stay with the boys too much.
I don't think that to be true.
Okay.
There's a lot more. Look, in Islam, they don't suppress your sexuality. They tell you that you're supposed to get married, that you're supposed to do it in a wholesome way. If we're going to be honest, and this is a touchy subject, it's weird that nuns and priests are not allowed to have sex. That's strange. Why would you suppress something that's natural, that's evolutionary, that's part of biology? Where does that manifest? When you tell
what is a part of biology? The strong killing the weak. So are we going to kill people in wheelchairs? Why the fuck would you go to an evolutionary argument? You're Hitler? Are you retarded? No way, bro.
Halfway.
No, I don't want to hear no. It makes sense. That's like me saying it makes sense.
You're taking the argument in a different direction. I'm saying you're denying people of their natural desires. This is something as natural as having sex. What happens to priests that can't have sex? What do they end up doing?
Oh, you're gonna say touching kids?
Because you need to exercise that in some realm.
If a vegan eats steak every night, would you call him a vegan?
No.
So you don't believe that priest is a Christian?
Are you a Christian?
I don't claim it because I'd live wrong. I'm not, I even say Muslims who don't behave like Khabib are not Muslim. I say that.
And Islam got the cleaning thing down right. You have to wash yourself before. The one religion too that really values cleanliness.
And let's look at this, bro. If you believe in God, you literally feel like you're being watched. So if a girl is like hot, but she's stumbling drunk in your room, you don't fuck her because you're being watched. Now, if you fuck her and let's say she doesn't say anything, no allegation, you stay up all night thinking, whoa, God saw me do that to this drunk bitch. So that's what I'm saying. It's like when you guys point at like some fucking rapist, I'm not gonna say that guy's a Christian ever.
But my point is like it's so common and there's so many stories of that because that's something that's unnatural that's expected of nuns and priests. You tell somebody to completely remove their sexuality, that's unnatural.
No, that's not why there's a lot of stories of that. There's a lot of stories because in the Bible it says the kingdom of heaven is for the very few, meaning most priests aren't making it. Most humans on earth don't make it.
But is it really their fault? Or is it the rules that were set by them that were false? Like, why would you tell somebody to suppress something that's natural?
No. If you have free will, it's their fault every single time.
You have free will, but only to a certain extent. Like, that's not free will if the book is saying that you can't do this just because you're a priest. Fake Indian, thank you for the 50. Appreciate you. Jinzo spirits and all demons. Lazarus was resurrected by Jesus after asking the Father for it. And Lol and SNEAKO, you have to read up so that you can stop these weak arguments. W Islam. Damn, man. Why are you giving me $50 for someone who UK Genix says if Islam is the only answer, why do Christian countries become worse off when they let them in? That's not why they become worse off. They're already worse off, and so they need more people to do the labor. So they just let in people from different countries.
The coping sheikh never answered this. Maybe you can. He said Muslims are only going there because Bush, you know, like that homosexual Bush bombed, you know, the Middle East for Israel. But tell me this now, right? Which is based. Tell me this. Why do Asians want to go to the cross?
Actually, there's so many Filipinos that are converted to Islam.
Bro. Most Asians want to go to Christian nation.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
What are the stats to back that up?
Walk in a dumpling shop.
You know what's funny? We're having this giant religious debate, and we're about to go set you up on a blind date, but they're running late right now.
That makes me less funny. If I feel God right here, it makes me less funny with whores. This was a bad idea.
There's a way to.
I'm kidding. Why did you do this? What was that clip? No. Yeah, you don't want that clip again. Yo, turn up that AC, bro.
I said 69 right now. You're just sweating for no reason. ZHERKA will get knocked out talking crazy like that. You're disrespecting a big percentage of the globe, and you on the losing team. That's why he mad.
Yeah, you fuck a goat.
Bro.
What are you gonna do, clown?
Bro.